What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cap show. On today's episode, we're going to talk about a girl named Amber. This whole story is definitely interesting to me in just the way our system is designed and set up. Overall, let's get into detail. So Amber, she's an ex-police officer. We have to understand that, and that's definitely helped her through the system and everything else for her sentence. And as we do know, she got sentenced 10 years. She was either sentenced 5 to 99 years. To me, it was just like, when I heard the situation, heard that she only got 10 years, to me, it was like, really, bro? She got 10 years. She took somebody's life. His name was, last name was Gene. To me, the whole situation, she comes up and says, look, I came into which she thought was her apartment, was actually Gene's apartment. And she thought he was a threat. It was dark in there, and ends up shooting him and killing him. To me, my whole situation is, what do you realize that, hey, look, I'm not in my place. I feel like I would know immediately off the smell of the place. Or just the looks of the place, although she said she couldn't really see because it was dark and she heard something. But to me, it's just like, I feel like as an ex-police officer, as Amber was, she should have known her surroundings, right? They teach police officers to know your surroundings. How are you going to go into a different place and think it's your place? I went into the wrong house before, and I knew immediately that I was not in the right house. I need to get out of here. Immediately. But her situation, it's like, how are you going to make that mistake to go in somebody else's apartment and shooting them and thinking that's your apartment? And to me, it's definitely, her being an ex-police officer definitely helps. We have to understand the whole situation and the way the system is set up. Let's say, for instance, she's not an ex-police officer. Let's say she's from Mexico. She's Hispanic. Okay. What are we looking at here? Are they really going to give her 10 years? No, they're not going to give her 10 years, bro. If she's Hispanic and she's from Mexico and she's not a police officer, you bet they're going to give her more than 10 years, bro. That's a fact here. And some people might disagree with that. No, that's true. This lady's white. She's a police officer. That's what she has, an ex-police officer in Dallas. That's what we know. And to me, it's just like, hey, we're going to give them 10 years, give her 10, 10 years right then. She might get off, a couple years earlier than that due to good behavior in prison. But to me, it's just, I'm baffled by it. I just can't really believe it. I can't. 10 years, bro? That's a slap on the wrist. And my whole thing is, how does Amber not understand the situation? You went into your apartment. I get it. Some apartments look the same, but I feel like immediately you would realize, look, off the smell, you would immediately know this is not my apartment. I'm in somebody else's apartment right now. What am I doing there? That has to be going through her head, right? That's my whole thing, and I'm just like, really, dude? I can't believe that. And she ended up shooting him, as we do know, and killing him, taking somebody else's life. And to me, I do believe, hopefully I want to see the best for her, for sure. Do I think it's fair, what she got? No. If her skin color was a different color, we do know that she would have got more than 10 years. And I can really say that to my personal viewpoints of my life. I've been pulled over multiple times, and me being the skin color I have, I've definitely got off easy. I've got off. I'm being honest with the cops. But if I was Hispanic or black or a different type of race, they probably would have arrested me. And that's the facts of it. That's the facts of the life, and that's the facts of it. But to me, for Amber getting 10 years, I laughed at that, bro. I really laughed at that. I said 10 years, that's it? And I think overall why she got 10 years was because she's an ex-police officer. That's the only way to sum it up, really. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Is her being an ex-police officer. My whole thing is going in somebody else's place. Like, I just feel like off instinct, and smell, you would know that, hey, I'm not in the right spot right now. I'm not in my place. This isn't where I live. And I understand people live in apartments. They all look the same for sure. But I feel like as an ex-police officer, you got to know your surroundings. This cannot be happening in today's society. To me, it's just, I can't believe it. I feel like the system, the criminal justice system, the system that puts people in jail, they need to maybe take steps forward to better this. We got to stop some of this from happening is what I'm getting at here. But we do know, I do wish the best for Amber. We do know, Jean's brother actually hugged Amber in court. I want to say a day or two ago. To me, that's nice. Everybody out there has to have forgiveness for sure. And I think not forgiving somebody, it's just weight on your shoulders. And at the end of the day, it's just only going to cause stress in your life. So I feel like people out there forgive 100%. But to me, I just feel like 10 years is light. It is really light to me. Just the whole situation, taking someone's life in their own place. There's no excuses at that point. If somebody dies in their own place, and gets 10 years, come on, bro. Any other, let's say this is an overseas person visiting. You bet your ass they're getting way more than 10 years, bro. They are. It's just the way it's set up. But to me, it's crazy. And I feel like a lot of it is stereotypes. What's this person? What do they look like? They don't really look at the person as the heart. Although Amber came up and said, look, I really thought I was in my place, which I mean, maybe we do believe her, maybe we do. Maybe she really thought she was in her place, but my whole thing is there's just something in the story that's really not connecting the dots here. Something in this story is not connecting the dots, and we need to connect them. How do you not understand that this is not your apartment? Was the door unlocked prior? Why was the door unlocked? Why was the door cracked? There's stuff that we still don't really know. Like, what's going on? For me, it is a little irritating in a way. But to see, life isn't fair, and that's what it boils down to. Life isn't fair for certain people out there. Certain people are born with different gifts, and I believe everyone's born with a gift out there. But to me, I just feel like people get away with certain stuff, and that's just the facts of it. But I just feel like overall for Jean's family, I would feel devastated right now. If someone just killed my brother in his own house and gets only 10 years, I'm going to be like, really, dude? This person should be serving 25 to life. It was between 5 to 99 years she was supposed to serve, and they gave her 10. This is a huge, I just feel like, I thought at least she was going to get 20 years, just the way it all happened, and we're talking about in his own apartment, bro, in his own apartment. Took his life. To me, it's sad. The family, I wish the best for the family, and even Amber. I want to see forgiveness. I want to see everybody forgive and love. But we live in America here, and it's not all sunshine and roses here. We do have evil out there, and it still exists today. But it's just difficult for me to really go through the weeds and say, wow, this was the right sentencing here. Because I 100% believe it was not. It was not the right sentencing. 10 years? 10 years? Any other person out there, if this was not an ex-police officer, they would have got more than 10 years. And I really believe that. I could be wrong here, but I don't think I'm wrong in this situation. If she was not an ex-police officer, she would be locked up for 20 plus. Guaranteed. 20 plus. But her being an ex-police officer, we're gonna give her a break here. We're gonna give her a break, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give her 10. Who knows? She might be serving less. She's doing the same time Bill Cosby doing. I mean, we all know Bill Cosby's story. It's definitely fucked up, but it's just like, damn, dude. Taking someone's life here. Someone's life. Was it worth it? Was it worth to sketch out in that situation? Was it worth to pull your gun out? Why do that? If you're in your own house, I mean, I get it. I get it. Pull your gun for sure. But why not get a knife or something? You don't know. Maybe it's a relative in there that's pulling a prank on you or something. You just don't know. There's certain things out there that just crazy to me. And this story right here, it really struck my heart. And I hope from the bottom of my heart, Amber really was an accident for her. She really came into the wrong apartment, with the wrong intentions. I just feel like the whole intentions of going into your apartment, pulling your gun, shooting someone, and you don't really know who you're shooting. The dots are not connecting right. They're not. And to me, it's just, I want to see something different here. I want to see the system come out with better opportunities, better places for people, and be fair. But life isn't fair. We know that. But to me, I just don't get it, and her being an ex-police officer, she has to know her surroundings. That was my whole thing. That was the biggest question mark to me is she's an ex-police officer and you're going into the wrong apartment. How do you not know that? How do you not understand that you're in the wrong apartment? You're an ex-police officer. Policemen know their surroundings better than the average person. I feel like a lot of people in society can relate to that. Can relate to say policemen are better than the average person of knowing their surroundings, knowing who they're around, catching people's vibes. To me, I just feel like there's no justice in it. No justice at the end of the day, and to me, I'm really just in shock right now with how it just came upon and about, and the way they handled it. To me, I want to wish the best for both sides of the parties, but to me, overall, I feel like the system is designed for certain people to lose. People are targeted in a way, and I'll get more in depth with that for a different story. But back to the Amber story, to me, it's just like it's insane to me, bro. It's like 10 years, bro. I laughed at that, and like I said earlier today in this show, I said, if she was a immigrant that was legal that came over here and this incident happened, she was not going to get 10, bro. She was going to get at least 20 plus, and if she wasn't a blonde, white chick, ex-police officer, come on, bro. It just makes sense the way the system's designed, If she was anybody else, not an ex-police officer, not a white, blonde chick, she would have got more than 10 years. That's what we do know. And to me, I think that's fucked up. I think that's fucked up at the end of the day, and I just was, it's crazy to me. And people out there, will take either side of this. My whole thing is, like I said, if you're Amber and you go into someone else's apartment and you're an ex-police officer, how do you know that this isn't your apartment? You have to know that. You have to know that. And that was the whole question mark for me. And that's why I think this story is really, she was intending to do something evil. Going in someone else's apartment and thinking it's your apartment. Come on, bro. There's no excuse there. And I do think there's no justice in this. I want to see the system do better out there. I want to see it be more fair. And I feel bad for both sides. But really, Amber, I just feel like it's a little light. 10 years. And like I said, if she had a different background, she wasn't an ex-police officer, she would have got 25 plus. That's what we do know. But it's the Clown with Cap show, baby. Let's go!